this video, you will learn how to order, pour, and finish your own sidewalk like a professional for a fraction of the cost professionals charge. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm James Belleville. Congratulations. By purchasing Concrete Secrets, you've invested in yourself, and that's the best investment that you can make.
Generally, a 4-inch sidewalk is sufficient enough for light traffic. Buy your lumber in lengths that best suit your project with minimal waste. Secure the form using 1 by 2 by 12 stakes spaced 4 feet apart. Slope your sidewalk away from the foundation. A general rule is a 1/4 inch slope per every foot of width. Incorporate the 3/4 inch fall with a level. Set your string line and set your forms to the string. Concrete will crack where there is least resistance, so maintain a 4-inch grade throughout the sidewalk. If not, dig out high areas and fill low areas with dirt, sand, or gravel, then compact the grade. Concrete expands in the summer months, so be sure to put expansion against existing concrete, entryways, patios, or drives. Since concrete is ordered by the yard, you need to transfer square feet into yards. Total square feet is determined by multiplying the length of your sidewalk by the width. For example, a 3-foot sidewalk 40 feet long equals 120 square feet. Using the table, you can determine the square yards of concrete needed. Find the 4-inch depth, divide 120 by 81 to get 1.18 yards. Order your concrete in half-yard increments. In this example, order 1.5 yards. Always order more concrete than you need. You don't want to run short. Do not pour more than 4 yards of sidewalk at one time, as you will likely get behind as you try to finish the concrete. You will need 1 or 2 people to help you with this project. A 2,500-pound mix or better is recommended for sidewalks. Call your ready-mix plant and order residential concrete mix for early morning delivery with a 6-inch maximum slump. The slump of your concrete is determined by the amount of water added to the concrete mixture. Your concrete needs to be workable. Order your concrete 4 to 7 days in advance to assure the day and time you want it. And all orders are COD. Every tool you'll need can be rented at your local construction rental store. Here's a list of the tools you'll need: concrete tamp, bull float with handle, Fresno with handle, 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch walking edger, walking sidewalk jointer, magnesium float, steel trowel 3 by 14 if possible, concrete broom or any soft broom will work, boots and gloves, and square-nosed shovel. Remember, one handle should be interchangeable with the walking edger, walking sidewalk jointer, and Fresno. Water down the grade a day before the pour and prior to pouring. This will help in compacting the grade and prevents water from being absorbed from the concrete mixture. The ready-mix truck will need a place to wash out after the pour. Have an area designated for this purpose, or a wheelbarrow will work as well. Delivery drivers will put their own chutes on and discharge concrete. Let the driver know what slump you want before pouring out. Most drivers should be able to accommodate the desired slump by adding water if needed.
You want to slow your concrete down. Hold your wheelbarrow down. You don't want it to tip over. You can also slow it down with your hand so it doesn't do that. Fill approximately 2/3. Don't overfill. It'll keep from having accidental dumping.
Time is a factor. Once you start the pour, you'll need to move quickly. Don't waste any time getting the concrete laid out, rodded off, tamped, and bull floated.
The next process is mucking. By using a shovel, you level the concrete the best that you can. Kicking the excess back. The next process is rodding. Once you've leveled enough with your shovel, then you take a 2x4 or a 1x4. Filling your holes with your feet as you go. You keep just rodding this thing back and forth like this, keeping it right on top of the form, backing your way out of it with your feet. And if you have to fill, just you can use your hands, fill in some holes here and there. And you don't want to make a big mess. Keep the concrete inside of your forms. And you just got to keep moving. You don't want to slow down. You don't want to stop and take a break right now. You want to get the edge tamped real good. All the edges. Fill your holes back up with your feet like that. Just come right along. Get those edges real good. And what this does is knocks the rocks down, brings the cream to the surface. And that's what you want. You want some cream along those edges. You want a lot of cream up here to finish. It makes a much better finish.
While tamping, your helpers can use a magnesium float to fill the holes along the existing concrete and forms.
Now you want to get to here as fast as you can. Now we've brought the moisture up to the surface, got some good nice cream in here. Now the next step is to bull float. It's been approximately 10 to 15 minutes since we've tamped. It's starting to turn a little gray, and you don't want to wait too much longer than that because it's going to become harder and harder to work the longer you wait. So you really don't want to wait when you come back here to float this off. Keeping the float as flat as you can, tipping it just slightly, bringing that cream right up. Keep working your float back and forth. Make sure you have coverage. We got a place here that's a little shallow that we need to fill. Fill these holes up. Fill those voids, flatten it out. They're nice and flat, just like that.
Next, edge the concrete with a walking edger around the entire perimeter. Edging takes a light touch the first time around. Be careful not to push the edge down. If you do, use a mag float to bring it back to level.
We have a 3-foot 6-inch sidewalk here, so we want to put our control joints 3 foot 6 also. So we come down here, measure 3 foot 6, make a mark. And do this all the way down. This is a joiner. It's 3/4 inches deep by 3/4 wide. You start here on one side, work it back and forth. If something gets in your way, just beat it up, throw it away. Just keep working it back and forth, till you get a nice straight line across there. You've edged it and jointed it. Now we need to take out our joiner marks. So take the Fresno and go back over it. And take out those joiner marks. You don't want them left in there. If they dry in there, they're real hard to get out later.
At this point, your sidewalk should look shiny. Allow concrete to set up. Periodically test the concrete for workability. Workability means being able to bring cream to the surface by tooling the concrete in a back and forth motion. Note that if your concrete starts to crack on you at this point, you either didn't water the grate enough, you're not working fast enough, or took too long to unload the truck. Any of these combinations can be devastating.
After joining, it starts to firm up a little bit more, approximately 10 minutes. Come back over, edge it again. We'll be doing this 3 or 4 times maybe. Keep doing it just like a cake. You're baking a cake. It just keeps getting a little harder and a little harder. And these edges are getting smoother and smoother. Just keep going over them like this. I have a little trouble spot right here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fill that in. You take your edger, your edge, pull some up there, put it in. Along the side there, fill that in. Just like that. And do the other side. Taking a little bit with my edger, scraping it off the top, putting it in there just like that. What I have here is a 3-inch by 14-inch steel trowel. And after what we've done here, we've edged it, jointed it approximately 4 times. And now what we need to do is go along and fix the blemishes. And one way of doing this is you can pick a little bit up with your trowel like this, patch it right there in that hole, smooth it out, and then come back and take that out. Right here we have a little bit of spot. When we came up with the joiner, it has a tendency to pick up just a little bit right there. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of cream with my trowel here, stick it in there, just like that. And then when we bring the joiner across here again, it'll fill that up. Look real nice. All right, this is a horsehair broom, 2 feet long. You can buy down at the store. It's really soft. You want a soft broom so you can put a nice texture on your concrete. So wet your broom up real good. We've already been over this concrete 4 different times, edged it, jointed it, Fresnoed it 4 times. Now it's hard. It's nice and hard. Gray color. Take your broom, go across it. Get your edges real good and pull it off. And I'm getting my edges over there just like that. And this is putting on a real fine broom finish.
Water twice a day for 3 to 7 days. The secret to concrete finishing is no mystery. Have enough people to help you, move quickly and efficiently, and you can finish a sidewalk like a professional. In this segment, you will learn secrets of bull floating, edging, jointing, Fresnoing, and brooming. Ready? Let's get to work. The depth of your driveway should be a minimum of 6 inches. Buy your lumber in lengths that best suit your project with minimal waste. Set your string lines and secure the 2x6 form using 1x2x12 stakes spaced 4 feet apart.
Concrete is heavy, so you do need to install a kicker, which is an angled stake to keep the concrete from pushing the form over.
Maintain a 6-inch dirt grade throughout the slab. If not, dig out high areas and fill where needed with dirt, sand, or gravel, then compact the grade. Install expansion against the garage floor or foundation and city sidewalk. This will allow your concrete to expand due to the high temperatures in the summer months. Since concrete is ordered by the yard, you need to convert square feet into yards. Measure length times width, which equals square feet. Using the formula that has been provided, divide 352 by 54, which equals 6.52 yards needed for the driveway at a 6-inch depth. Always order more concrete than what you need. You don't want to run short. Order in half-yard increments. In this example, order 7.5 yards of concrete. A minimum 3,000-pound concrete mix or greater is recommended for driveways. Call the Ready Mix plant and order for early morning delivery with a 6-inch slump maximum. All orders are COD. Order your concrete 4 to 7 days in advance to assure you get the time and day you want. Water down the grade a day before the pour and prior to pouring. This will help in compacting the grade and prevents water from being absorbed from the concrete mixture. Every tool you'll need can be rented at your local construction rental store. Here's a list of the tools you'll need. The concrete tap is used to condense the concrete mix and brings cream to the surface. The bull float is used to level the surface of concrete and seals the concrete from moisture loss. Use 2 directions if possible. The Fresno is used to finish concrete to a smooth surface and seals the concrete from moisture loss. Use the Fresno in 2 different directions if possible. The walking edger is used to bend the edges of the concrete to a smooth, rounded edge. The driveway jointer is used to section the driveway and control cracking. A magnesium float is used to level the edges to existing concrete and forms. A steel trowel is used to hard trowel concrete to a smooth finish. A walking trowel is also used to hard trowel concrete to a smooth finish. A concrete broom, or any soft broom, is used to uniform the concrete to a non-slip textured surface. Concrete boots and gloves are used to protect you from harsh chemicals. The delivery driver will put his own chutes out and discharge the concrete. Let the driver know what slump you want before pouring out. Most drivers are very good and should be able to accommodate the desired slump. Time is a factor. Don't waste any time getting the concrete laid out, tamped, and bull floated. Note that the longer it takes, the faster the concrete will set. You will need 3 people to help you with this project. Do not pour more than 7 yards of drive at a 6-inch depth at one time. You will likely have trouble finishing.
What I'm doing now is routing the concrete to the garage floor, keeping it nice and level here. And even with this sidewalk, matching the other form. Filling my holes as I go. The important thing here is to keep it flat. We obviously have a little bit more of a slump than what we need, and it's causing the concrete to slump downhill. I'm using a little bit longer of a strike off to cover. I have more area to cover. So I want to keep this edge over here. Start with that edge. Follow it along. I need to stay right along this form here as I go. Robbie's going to be filling it in, filling the holes as I go along there. Filling your holes as you go. Keeping it as flat as possible.
Pour 1/3 of the driveway, stop, rod off, then repeat this process until done. While tamping, your helpers can use a magnesium float to fill the holes along the existing concrete and forms.
I'm wetting my bull float down so it doesn't stick to the concrete. Put it down good like that so it smoothly goes over.
Bull float the slab in 2 different directions if possible to assure a level surface.
Go all the way up to the existing concrete up there with your bull float. Going back and forth on troubled spots. If you have a few little spots in an area, like right there, just keep going over it until you fill that hole up. Come on back. Get her smoothed out.
Use a walking edger around the perimeter of the drive. Edging takes a light touch the first time around. Be careful not to push the edge down. If you do, use a mag float to bring it back to level.
And what we're doing here is running a string line from the joint in the garage to the center of the driveway. Bringing it down. Snapping it right in the concrete. And over here, we have one at 4 feet. Need to snap it too. And another one in the middle. This is a little bit bigger joiner than the sidewalk joiner. You just follow that line and it cuts right through there. It's a little heavier. Just keep working it back and forth, following that line. Just keep working it until your line is straight. Shave off just a little bit on one side there. Keep working it until that line is straight. Again, get on here a little bit sooner. This has been approximately 30 minutes. So get on there a little sooner. About 15 minutes after you've both loaded, 10, 15 minutes. Get your line snapped out. Get your joiner going across there. Just back and forth. Back and forth, follow that string line. Okay. As you're doing this, just keep working it back and forth. Your lines don't have to be perfectly straight the first time that you do it. We'll be doing this 3 or 4 times. So your first time, make sure you got a nice, straight as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect because we'll be going over it again. This is a 5-inch by 36-inch Fresno. It's all steel. After what we've done here, we've bull floated it, edged around all the perimeter, put the joints in, and now we need to Fresno all the area. Now I'm not going over my control joints over there. I don't want to break them. I just want to go up to them and then pull it back. Go up to them, pull it back. Just doing one area at a time. Keep it nice and even. Fill in all the gray areas. Pull it off, do the next section. Pull it up. You can tell the concrete's curing because it's gray. When it starts turning gray, you need to get on it. Don't wait. You only have so much time. It has no mercy. Keep pressure on your Fresno. Keep pushing down, filling those gray areas in. We're installing a 45-degree angle with the joiner. Concrete has a tendency in this corner when you drive up, a lot of weights on this corner, and has a tendency to break right there. So we want to control the crack so it doesn't go all over. So the crack's going to crack right there in that joint.
After a few minutes, repeat the edging and jointing, then add 5 pounds of weight to the Fresno if possible, smoothing out any joint or edger marks. Do not wait too long, and check your concrete for workability between applications.
After you use your tools, clean them off right away. The concrete dries on there pretty fast, and it's easier to clean them off right after use than it is after it dries. Okay, I have a 3/4 inch hand edger. I'm going to patch this little hole here. Using both hands, putting pressure down on there. Looks nice. Touch this edge up. Make sure the corners are nice.
Note that if your concrete starts to crack on you at this point, you either didn't water the grate enough, aren't working fast enough, or took too long to unload the truck. Any of these combinations can be devastating. Seal cracks using a trowel or Fresno. You have edged, jointed, and Fresnoed the drive a total of 4 times minimum. Your concrete should be hard enough to walk on, leaving a slight imprint. Now, use the walking trowel for a smooth finish.
You can use another trowel to get out here as a leaner, to get those other areas. Just do some touching up. Okay, now the concrete is hard enough to broom now. We've taken out all the blemishes out of it, so the next step is we want to add a little bit of water to it. Not a whole lot of water, but we're going to wet the broom down first, get it ready to go, and then we're going to go back on the slab of concrete. We don't want a whole lot of water up here, but we want enough that it's going to work. And just do a few sections at a time because you can't go fast enough. The concrete's going to soak the water up. So cover all of your concrete with a light mist. Go all the way across. Flip your broom over. Bring it back. And it'll put those nice broom marks in there. And pull it off. And keep these broom marks as straight as you can. Flip it over. Bring it back. Keep working that cream up.
After broom marks are dry, water the slab twice a day for 3 to 7 days. Congratulations, you did it.